Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Dan Davidson. Today I want to talk to you about strengthening your psycho-spiritual and your spiritual quotient. Do you know about IQ? How about EQ? You've heard of EQ, right? And you've heard of IQ, of course. Who hasn't heard of IQ? And you probably have heard of EQ, right? Emotional quotient and also intellectual quotient, right? So intellectual quotient basically says how smart you are, which I don't know about the accuracy of it because it really is dependent on your upbringing in terms of being able to really tell how intelligent someone is. Because someone may actually be able to, for example, if I were to give you a test of IQ and you grew up in a certain neighborhood and that test is basically more skewed towards white, Anglo-Saxon rich population, let's say, who were born in a middle class to upper class, families and, highly educated families, and they, attended school, etc., etc. And you took that test and they're expecting you to perform at that level, right? To be tested against those individuals. Well, if in your upbringing, you were working in a farm, you were using your intellectual abilities, learning other things during your childhood, hunting, details about animals, where they are, where they live, how they grow up, where you can find them, where is their hunt ground that you could go and hunt, let's say, or fish or what, that's how you, grew up. That's what your upbringing was. So your intellectual abilities was developed in a different direction, not in school material. So if you're going to be tested based on an academic, system, you're not going to really do well, okay? And Einstein has a very, very nice saying, and he says, if you are going to test a fish, the abilities of a fish based on how it can crawl up a tree, so it's gonna fail every time. But a frog can jump up a tree, or an animal can jump up a tree. Or if you want to test a pig, the abilities of a pig as to how it flies, it's gonna fail every time, right? Or even a chicken, even though it's a bird, right? Because not every animal can do every function that another animal can have, right? Whereas an eagle flies and soars, right? It's also a bird. So the point is, a chicken and a flying eagle are not the same, even though they're both birds, right? So the point is that you're a human being, and that Anglo-Saxon white, person who is going to school and learning certain academics, from childhood, is another human being. But if they're testing you against him intellectually, you are not going to score the same way as he is, because that's what he is developing and you're developing something else. That's your IQ. So the test is going to show that your IQ is not the same as his. It's not accurate, let me tell you. You may score at 100. He may score at 120. So you say, oh, I'm smarter than him. And it makes you feel like you're not smart enough. But let me tell you, you may be brilliant. Your IQ may in fact be 170. Except you're intelligent in certain other things. You could be tracking yourself in the woods, for 25 miles and be able to find your way back. Leave him in the woods. He's going to get lost and die. Why? Because he cannot remember the trees like you can, and the colors and the territories and everything else. Why? Because you're a whole lot smarter than he is. Maybe you have a memory that he doesn't have, photographic memory that he doesn't have. So every individual has certain abilities, and that's why I always say, we are all unique in our own ways. No one has the right to put us in a box and then compare that box to the next box and then the next box and then put that box down because it's not the same as the other box. Listen, we can't go in a box. Let me tell you. No one can put me in any box because I don't belong in any box. Do I belong in a box? What box do I belong in? Tell me. I don't belong in any box. Have you ever heard of psychospiritual medicine? Have you ever heard of enteropathic medicine? Have you heard of Lion Pride leadership? If you go and study my background on life story, if you go and study Donald Trump's life and lifestyle and history, if you go and study Musk, Elon Musk's lifestyle and history, Zuckerberg, anyone that has done anything with their lives or is doing anything with their lives, including you, is unique. Okay, so being that we are unique, how are we going to go fit in a box? Tell me. We don't. Okay, we're not like these manufactured products that we come down the railing in the manufacturing plants, and we're just identical. So you can compare us to each other and say, okay, you know what, this one did not come out good, it must not be good enough. Like crazy. What's that? So don't let anyone ever tell you you're not smart enough, okay? Don't let anyone ever put you down in any way. I don't care what your background is. I don't care where you grew up. If you grew up in a hood and maybe you don't speak English, the way they want you to speak, you have a whole lot of lingo and whatever, you could still have an IQ that's 190. You could still, run around those guys in circles and, make them look stupid in a way. Let me tell you, someone who can memorize those words, okay, and sing a rap is a genius. You know how hard it is to memorize it and just, or right out of the blue, just in time, create the rap? You know how hard it is? It's literally brilliant to be able to come up with terms that really rhyme right just on time, just in time. It's brilliant. People sit there for like 10 minutes to come up with, what is going to rhyme with this word? And then someone is going to rap just in time and come up with words that rhyme for 15 minutes. Tell me that's not brilliance. That is brilliance. But the point is, there are many different means of being brilliant. There are many ways of being brilliant. And the point is that, people want to put you in school and have you just be like their brilliant way. If you are not exactly what they want you to be, then you must not be good enough. No, that does not work like that. Okay? You are brilliant in your own way. If you create whatever it is you create, if you do whatever it is you do, you are just as smart as that guy that is a billionaire. You are just as smart as that doctor who's a surgeon. You are just as smart as that other guy that's in business and very successful. You are just as smart as that guy that's head of police department. You don't have to go into drugs and alcohol and do whatever the hell it is because I'm not smart enough because they tell me I'm an idiot. No, they're the idiots. Because they don't understand you. They don't recognize the fact that you are a genius, but in your own way. So you express, your IQ, your EQ, and your emotional quotient, which is what I have been developing in terms of description. And psychospiritual quotient, because there's not just spiritual quotient, but also psychospiritual quotient. It's a little bit more in depth in terms of connection between spirituality and psychology. Okay, now we know about the emotional quotient basically, and we understand that in order to have that emotional quotient, we need to be sensitive and understand where other people are coming from. Okay, we have to really put ourselves in other people's shoes. Okay, you cannot, for example, judge me, and say, what the heck is he talking about? Why is he talking about like we're talking like that? He must be this, he must be that. You cannot judge me because you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know what my life is like. You don't know who I am and what I am. And you need to be, cognizant emotionally to what I am feeling and what I've been feeling. And that is a byproduct of what I'm going through and what I've gone through is a causation for what you're seeing here. So you can't judge this, what's coming out, unless you comprehend emotionally what's going on here and the causation of what's emotionally going on here. Connecting with that emotion. So you gotta really reach in and have that emotional comprehension and be sensitive, emotionally sensitive to other people. You can't just blur out whatever it is, not really comprehending what you say is gonna impact how it's gonna land on the other person. So you felt like it. Well, you felt like it. You devastated the other person. That person is therapy session for a lifetime to get over what you just told her or him. Just being emotionally insensitive to someone else, calling her name or him, the put down, the type of things that a lot of people do, and being emotionally insensitive to the other person, how it lands. Okay, the bullying, cyberbullying that's going on, being emotionally insensitive that, hey, when I do this, how does that impact the other person? How does that land over on the other side? What does that do to the other person's life? How does that affect the other person? That is emotional quotient, how cognizant, sensitive you are to those factors. Because being brilliant, you can have a word picked out of all those vocabularies that you have because you're brilliant, right? You have a brilliance, like I said, in your way to pick a word. If you are able to rap, you're able to write, you're able to sing, you're able to speak, or you're able to, whatever it is you do, you're brilliant. You have a IQ that's extremely high, but it's in your own way. You have the capability, so you can pick a word, and that word can be used like a sword, go straight into her heart or his heart. So what word do you use as an instrument? How do you think lawyers win a case? Selecting the words they use that impacts the other person's emotion, that other person being who? The other attorney, the opponent, meaning the defendant or the plaintiff, or the jury, the judge. Selecting the words and having that EQ to understand when that word lands, it's like a bomb, has a impact. And they want the impact. So you have to be very cautious about what it is you say and how it's going to impact the other person. So be very cautious about the words, and that's emotional quotient. So you have that. Now, psychospiritual, okay, and spiritual quotient is extremely important. Now, spiritual quotient is how connected are you to your inner being, to your spirituality. Okay, to your spirituality. How connected are you to your spirituality, first of all? Because there's a inner spirituality that we all have, and we all may or may not even know that it exists, okay? But we do have it. And that spirituality, that is an energy that's going inside of us, both biologically, okay? For example, we are a energetic being. What that means is we're made up of electrons, neutrons, protons, and a whole bunch of particles that have charges, okay? Electrons, negative charge. Protons, positive charge. Neutrons, neutral, no charge. And then there's all subsegmental smaller particles that have been discovered and are being discovered. They're all full of energy. And then what happens is our body has nervous system which are running like wires that pass energy, have energy pass through them, okay? And by allowing this energy to pass, this electrical system navigate through them, this nervous system, your nerves allow your fingers, your toes, your feet, your legs, your body to move, your brain to function. Synapses, which are the connections between the nerves, allow the energy to pass step by step through the nervous system. Your brain works through the electrical energy and charges, okay? EEG, electroencephalogram, encephalogram measures the electrical charges and the functionality of the electrical charges in your brain. Electroencephalogram. How much more electrical do you want to get? So there's electrical charges going around in your brain, in your nervous system, okay? EEG, okay, electroencephalogram. We measure the electrical charges in our muscles, electrical charges that go through the muscular system. We measure EKG, electrocardiogram, electrical, cardiogram, going through the heart. Okay, so now we have energy going through our heart, electrical energy, going through our brains, going through our nerves, going through our muscles. What does that mean? That means not only our bodies are made up of electrons, neutrons, protons, all energy, but also even energy is flowing through our body in order for functionality and its existence. So what does that mean? That means our whole existence is made up of energy. Without it, we don't function. We are basically an energetic being that works through liquid chemicals that have charges, okay? Hormones, okay? Other chemicals that actually make reactions work faster, enzymes, chemical reactions. There's a whole lot of chemical activity going on in our bodies. And this creates this energy that's going on. Now, our minds, our thoughts, our thinking, our emotions impact all this chemical reaction, all this energetic stuff that's going on, all this functionality, all of these cells and their energy, okay, it impacts everything. So as a result, people get what? Diseases. Why? Because when your mind is all negative, what do you expect the energy is going to be? Negative. Obviously, right? When you're thinking negatively, eating negative, poorly, bringing chemicals into your body that are not supportive of your system, that are all negative energy, energetically they're not supportive, and you're bringing energy that is chemically bringing negative, meaning things in that are not supportive in a positive manner into your body, they're reacting in your body in a negative manner, right? So it's causing this chemical environment to become negatively impacted. It's not hard to understand, right? Then what do you think is going to happen? Illness, right? Now, what do you call autoimmune? When your body starts attacking itself. Your body starts becoming a defense, autoimmune reaction. It's starting to become a defense against your body, because the body becomes so negative that it's becoming a toxic, self-destructive energy. And your own body's defense system says, oh my God, this thing, which is the body, so toxic, it's destroying me, meaning the body. Let me go and fight it. Like autoimmune. War going on inside of you. In various systems. Autoimmune disease. Okay, cancer. Your cells become, because we're getting mutation, okay, the body cells are reproducing at different stages, different days, different times, okay, different period of times. Like your skin cells are reproducing themselves every so often, okay? Every cell in your body is reproducing itself at a certain rate. Unfortunately, some nervous system cells do not even reproduce. That's why people who get stroke and the cells die, they don't reproduce. They stay, bed-bound for the rest of their lives, or wheelchair-bound for the rest of their lives, because the nervous system doesn't reproduce new cells. Now we talk about stem cell later and things like that, but okay. And this was not about medical stuff, right? So we're talking spiritual now. Got into this, okay? But on the other hand, so every so often they're reproducing, but because of the milieu means environment, of negativity, that your spirituality and psychospirituality is creating, psychology and spirituality that are in that environment, they're creating combination of your thoughts and disconnection from spirituality, your hatred, your jealousy, your vengeance, your disconnection from God and source of energy and spirituality, all of those things, psychospiritual, right? Your psychology, thinking negatively constantly, thinking I'm not good enough, oh, I hate myself, I hate this, I hate you, I hate the world, I hate everybody, right? Psychospiritual negativity, your environment is so negative for whatever reason, that hatred, that jealousy, that whatever in you creates a very toxic environment. So those cells that are regularly, every so often reproducing every so often mutate. Instead of reproducing normal cells, they start reproducing abnormals. They're your own cells, your own body. But just like some people, give birth to abnormal children. They become abnormal kids. They become abnormal baby cells. And then when they become abnormal baby cells, they start producing these abnormal baby cells over and over and over again. While these cells are producing normal baby cells, these produce abnormal baby cells. Now you got this abnormal baby cell factory, you got the normal baby cell factory. Cancer. So cancer is producing, which is mutated abnormal baby cells. Why? Because the environment, the milieu, that whole thing was negative, gave rise to your own cells mutating, changing into cancer cells. They're your own baby cells. Confused. Confusion, hurt. Your babies. They're your own babies. So you want to go kill them. Chemically, radiation, attack them. Oh, I gotta go kill them. They're your own babies. And the causation is this. And you want to go kill this. Instead of fixing the causation, you want to go kill the baby that caused it. No, fix this first and heal this too. If you fix this and heal this, both heal. Work on your psycho-spiritual issues, and send this thing energy and love and start making it unmutate back to normal cell production. Because it's reproducing. And then it starts reproducing normal cells. I've had patients I've helped do that. And then little by little, they start producing normal cells too. So self-love, I'll teach you a lot of different things. So that is spiritual quotient, psycho-spiritual quotient, awareness of within, awareness of without, and its impact on you internally, impact on you externally, and on the world outside of you and the world inside of you, and how it impacts, how it lands. Psycho-spiritual medicine. And then enteropathic medicine is, how do I heal this thing? Okay, yes, you may need surgery, debulking. It's called debulking, taking some of this out. Why? Because the baby's grown so much, the poor thing, I call it the poor thing because I really think of it as a baby, confused baby. It's not really at fault. The cancer cells. We caused it. So, but we have to now debulk it, meaning remove some of it. So surgery. And then combine all the modalities that will help you maximize your survival if you have cancer or you have an illness or whatever condition. All the modalities that scientifically have shown to be effective, including psycho-spiritual medicine, to heal this causation, so that this illness, whatever it is, heals. And then you can go back to your normal state. And I've had a patient that I did that with. Healed her own cancer, doing exactly what I'm telling you. So we have an evidence, and it works. She's in remission, stage 4. And I give credit to God. Totally. It works. You don't want to kill this. It's your own babies. You want to kill your babies? Your own kids? No, talk to it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. Even give it a name. Jimmy. Julie, I'm sorry. I caused you to be confused and hurt and not know how to produce and grow the right way. Let me help you reproduce the normal way. Let me help you clean you up. Let me help my environment so you understand and heal let me clean this environment that you're in so we can heal it, and then you can go back to normal. So I can help you, Julie, I can help you, Johnny. And then that baby needs to have that environment cleaned up so it can start reproducing normal cells and join its friends, which are your normal cells. That's it. Becomes undeformed, unmutated. It's constantly reproducing. It's constantly reproducing. So now unmutated. Psychospiritual medicine. Simple and easy. Along with Western medicine, along with everything else. Be aware that there is spirituality. Be aware that there's a connection to the universe, because all these energies of me are connected with energies within you, because they're all connected through the energy of the universe to all the energies outside, because energy does not get destroyed. It just changes form from one form to the other form. That's the law of physics. Tell me it's not. It is. So eventually my energy will go from the form that you see to another form that you don't see. That's it. So I'm all energy, except now it happens to be in more of a physical form. Then becomes a unphysical form. But the energy within me will not go anywhere. It stays in the universe. Okay? We are all made up of energy. Let's make our energy positive energy. And it works, but we have to work on ourselves and others, with each other. Interconnection, because we are interconnected throughout the world and universe. What I do to you impacts me. Not only if I throw a bomb across the world, it impacts me. It's not like I'm going to throw a bomb and then go out, fight, hide in the shelter, and boom, done. No, sir. It's not like that. You throw a bomb across the world, yes, you're going to kill about 50,000 people or 100,000 people or whatever it is you're going to do. But eventually, the energy will impact you too. Don't think it's that. I just did that and it's okay and it's over with. No. That's not like that. We are interconnected. That which you did has a whole impact on the energy of the universe. It is interconnected. You just create a whole lot of negative energy that is going to come back and impact a whole lot of people around it, and you and everyone else and the whole planet. So we need to be working on our energy as a planetary group of people, because we're interconnected. They're all energetically interconnected. Myself, you, the trees, the plants, the animals. We are all a whole lot of energy on this planet. So again, as I said, I'm just an energy that I'm going to go down there, and my energy is going to just dissipate all over the place, and God, you won't see it. That's called the soul, right? And then come back in another form, because energy, reincarnation. All energy. Let's create positive energy instead of negative energy, hatred, war, bloodshed, destruction, jealousy, murder, rape. Working on ourselves is hard. We're humans, we have problems, we have issues, we have hardship. Lots of issues to work on. But we have no choice. Why? Because that's why we're here. Number one. Number two, if we didn't have Mr. Donald Trump, let me tell you, we probably would have World War III, we would have probably Israel in 2 or 3 years, non-existent, God forbid. We would have millions of people destroyed by atomic holocaust. We would have God knows what. Viva Donald Trump. He's not even in the office yet. And everything is just, God bless you, Donald. That's called leadership. And he is a super lion pride leader. True lion pride leader. That is an example of lion pride leadership. My hat up to you. That's what I'm talking about. Super alpha. Okay? Super alpha. Caring for the world, for the sake of everyone in it, for the planet. Okay? Not his ego. Willing to die for the planet. He took a bullet for the planet, okay? And he did not step down, he did not flinch, okay? And it's not about that, it's about example of being a lion pride leader. Caring about others, caring about the planet, caring about us, because we are energy, we are people. So the point of it is, what was the point of this video? The point of the video is, we have IQ, we have EQ, we have spiritual quotient, we have psychospiritual quotient, and we have psychospiritual medicine, we have enteropathic medicine, we have lion pride leadership. These factors together make our being and our world. Heal, make our being and our world the type of world we should have, and hopefully fix the mess we have. We got to change our philosophy of leadership from the alpha pack leadership, where the alpha tries to push everybody down, all the people by force, by murder, by whatever means, in order to remain the alpha on top, lead people by any means. That's not leadership, man. Versus the lion pride leadership, where the lion pride leader leads the pride at his own expense, protecting the pride, everyone in it, all the people, protecting the territory at his own expense, not forcing them down, but bringing them up, teaching them how to hunt for themselves, protecting them, making sure that they're strong, making sure the territory is strong, and even be willing to take a bullet for it, because he puts himself in the front line. He doesn't go hide in the bunker. He's the front man. Has the courage to take a bullet if he has to. Because that's how you defend the world, because that's our territory and everyone in it. Lion pride leadership versus the wolf pack leadership. Everyone dies, so what? I'm the leader. As long as I'm the leader, who cares? I'm willing to sacrifice 5 million people as long as my philosophy and my leadership is okay. I'm okay with that. You don't own these people. They're not your slaves. They're not worthless beings. You're here to protect them. You're here to protect their environment. Who are you to decide that they're going to die for your sake? man-made theory. But that's wolf pack philosophy of leadership. Lion pride, wolf pack. Lion pride. We have to change that philosophy. That will destroy our planet, which almost did. Thank God. Okay?